Techstars is over, demo day happened, the presentations were fantastic. Now all of the teams are rushing to get all of the financing and all of the investment they need within, well, I guess the next 3 months or as soon as possible from the investors who are hyped to be a part of the venture that is their company. Techstars is the startup accelerator that I was a part of for the past 3 months, and I was helping build the 11 companies as an associate and also making sure that the accelerator was running smoothly. And I thought I'd reflect upon those experiences now, kind of from my own benefit and also for anyone else who is interested in maybe going into something similar. I would say that the biggest thing that I learned while being an associate is what is entailed in building a company. Though I didn't do it myself during the accelerator, I got to touch base with all the different companies and got to see the highs and the lows of all of the different teams, and I got to see what one has to sacrifice in order to build their own company, which is illustrated by the fact that I do not think, having now gone through this experience, you should try and start a company unless you are seriously passionate about what it is that you want to create in the world. Otherwise, you probably won't have the drive to be able to go through and smash through all the walls that you face when you're trying to get this company off the ground. There are loads of hurdles that you have to jump, to use a mixed metaphor, and only if you have that drive will you probably succeed. I think it'd be fair to say that there is some sort of romantic rose-tinted way of viewing starting your own company. It is awesome, you do get all of this independence, but then you realise that if you are starting your own company, you may not have a boss explicitly, but everyone becomes your boss. Your employees are your boss, your customers are your boss, the investors who are helping you are your boss. Anyone who has equity in your company, i.e. a stake in your company, is also your boss, and you can't let those people down, otherwise the company is going to fail and you let down your customers and you let down your investors, you let down the people who trusted you to pull through with this venture. Does anyone thinking of starting something, make sure that you are passionate about what it is that you're starting, because then you'll be willing to put in the hours necessary to be able to take that venture and pull it off the ground and make it into something that is going to be successful, or at least it's going to have a higher chance of being successful. So the big lesson I learned is that knowing the right people can be the difference between success or failure. During the accelerator, I got to meet about 80 mentors who were coming through the program to help the teams grow their businesses, and as an associate, I was partaking in the speed dating side of things and looking after one of the mentors while they were having 20-minute chats with each of the teams in the first month, and also keeping in touch with them over the course of the rest of the program. And I gotta say, I learned tons from these people who have so much experience in their field, and they were able to make connections for myself and also for the other teams out of their network to help us in the ventures that we were pursuing, and that, having a recommendation from someone else, knocks down another barrier that would be preventing you from having that little edge. So for instance, one of the teams really wanted to speak to a specific company because their product would be ideal for this company. Turns out one of the mentors knew one of the senior people and decision makers within that company, so he just hooked them up by sending an email, and then they got one of them as one of their clients. This saved them so much time, because before that they would have to phone up all these people, send out loads of emails, try and get to the decision maker, but probably get stuck in this institution's bureaucracy for like a month before they get to talk to the person they actually want to talk to discover if they actually like the product that they're trying to sell them. This cut that down to like a couple of days. Another huge learning experience was the fact that I got to dip and dive into so many different projects from so many different teams within the fintech space and also the ad tech space, because some of the teams pivoted, and this allowed me to get a feel for loads of different areas within the space to see what it is that I like working on. And I also got to change the different spheres that I was working in. So I got to work in design, I got to work in operations, I got to work in marketing, I got to work in strategy, and this made me discover that okay, some of these I like more and some of these I don't like more. Why do I like these things? And then it's helping me make the decision about what the hell I want to do next. Gotta say, this was a huge bonus because coming straight out of university, I haven't tried loads of things yet to see if I want to work in that sphere. So having the opportunity to pick the projects that I work on and build up a skill set to see if I want to develop those skills even further, if I like doing those things, and also seeing what kinds of people I like working with, that was hugely valuable than, say, if I'd gone onto a grad scheme and then discovered maybe after a month that, hey, I don't like being this. Of course, I could always quit the job, but I'd like to make a more correct decision, and I think that this has enabled me to be able to do that. So again, another huge bonus of being an associate at Techstars. Another great thing was that there were masterclasses every single week throughout the program. The masterclasses in recruiting great talent, spotting great talent, trying to build up a great company culture such that your company can grow healthily, and also sorting out accounting, sorting out legal issues, and also sorting out, say, investment and how to pitch your product to a customer, potential customer, so they will buy it and you can provide them with the most value possible. Obviously I haven't mastered these things, but now I know the kind of standard through which people go about doing these things from tons of years of experience, and it was just imparted onto me within the space of a masterclass, and then you follow up with them and you ask them for recommended reading and you can build up those skills even more. Having an awareness of just what is entailed, what skill sets you need to be able to build a company and what's entailed in building a successful company, I think that was hugely valuable. The other great thing about the experience was the fact that you were in a co-working space, which is just that you had numerous different teams all within one space, and then opposite that we had Microsoft Ventures, and then within that we are part of the central working space. So there were tons of people who were passionate about technology. There were tons of talks going on all the time about, say, bitcoins or about network theory, loads of different things. And just to be in that environment in the financial capital of the world, London, that's pretty awesome, and the people that you meet, the conversations that you get to have, were extremely interesting. And having interesting conversations, I've discovered, is one of the most important things I look for where I'd want to go next, which is one of the big things that I'm factoring into my decision as to what step I'm going to take next. So you have it. Should you be an associate of Techstars? Well, if you like any of the things that I mentioned, then the answer is probably yes. If you want to pivot your career, the answer is probably yes. If you want to go into that specific space, if you want to get a feel for the startup scene in this particular region that you maybe haven't been to before, then again, the answer is probably yes. The thing you must remember, and this is just so you are aware, is that it's not all glamorous. You have to also help run the accelerators. That's also part of your role. So there was also lots of buying sandwiches for people and setting up chairs and also running around to buy stationery and also, say, creating whiteboard things so people could track their KPIs. This is just part of the job to make sure that the accelerator is running smoothly, and it's just admin. It's present in most jobs, and I think it's worth it. I don't mind doing that. In fact, I like doing that. I like helping other people to make sure that they can do things smoothly. So for me, it wasn't actually a burden, and the people who I was working with were fantastic. So that made it far more enjoyable. Like, I could have been clearing up rubbish on the street, but if I was with, like, my best friends, I wouldn't have minded. Now the question comes down to, what do you do after Techstars? Well, the first thing you do after Techstars is you have an after party in central London, and you look across the beautiful landscape that is the city of London in the twilight of the evening. The second thing you do is try to figure out, okay, well, what do I want to do? Fortunately, I have a couple of job offers, and I'm trying to pick which one I want to take, and some of them focus on going deeper into management and kind of marketing and strategy for a company, and another two of the offers go into becoming a software engineer. And from the way I've said that, and the fact that I'm now intensively learning C and Python, I think I'm swaying towards that option. For anyone making decisions about what they want to do in life in terms of their career or maybe in their academic life, I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you on Sunday. Subscribers, please do post down your big learning lessons over the last 3 months that you have discovered from the experiences that you've been partaking in. And goodbye. Hello viewers, new and loyal. This video will be detailing my life journey 21 years in to celebrate reaching 2,000